Are you guys ready? Because I have two amazing, amazing guests that are about to get up here. So I want you guys to stay standing for them because, oh my God, it's going to be an incredible, incredible Q&A. Because here we go. It is time for our first guest. In such a short amount of time, she is already a 5-time women's champion. Woo! She continues to make history for the foreseeable future, for sure. And now you've seen her in cage matches, ladder matches, extreme rules matches, and she even won the first ever women's elimination chamber match. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Little Miss Bliss herself, Alexa Bliss. All right, next, gonna join her. He is one of the most decorated wrestlers of the last decade, both inside and outside of the WWE. He is the only man to have successfully cashed in his Money in the Bank contract at a Wrestlemania. And he has matches of the year caliber performances against the who's who of the WWE. And of course, he has no signs of stopping. Please help me burn it down with the Kingslayer and the Intercontinental Champion, Seth Rollins! I should say Seth frickin' Rollins. Woo! So excited for this, guys.
I wasn't expecting this many people. This is good.
No, this was shocking.
Come on, guys. It's Alexa Bliss and Seth frickin' Rollins, really?
And Lilian Garcia. Come on, dog.
All right, guys. I'm excited for this because I got to know you guys more when you guys were on my podcast, Chasing Glory, which was so exciting. And if you guys want to hear their in-depth story as to how the journey of Chasing Glory has been, you got to tune in. And you guys revealed a lot in there, and I realized that you have very similar past a little bit. One of the things were you guys both, since a very young age, have just been so disciplined. Very disciplined. Now, you knew right at 14 years old that you wanted to become a wrestler. Like, that was pretty much it, right?
Yeah, I mean, really, you look back even before that. I mean, I just loved professional wrestling from the first time I saw it. So, I mean, maybe it was like born in me, I don't know. But yeah, 14 was when it clicked for me and I was ready to go. But even before that, it was my obsession. And it was something that I just watched and worshipped day in and day out.
And I know that with you, you actually were in all sorts of different sports, and cheerleading was a big thing for you too. So wrestling didn't come till later, but you were disciplined right early on from 4 years old.
Yeah, my parents had me in competitive gymnastics from the age of 4. And during the off-season of gymnastics, I was in softball. And during cheer, the off-season of that, I was in kickboxing, track, bodybuilding. And after college, I was doing bodybuilding, and I said, I want more. And my trainer told me about WWE was having a tryout. And he knew that I was a fan because it was something that my family all got together and do and watched together. And it was awesome. But yeah, I've been very regimented and very disciplined as a child.
So one thing that you guys revealed was the fact that because you were so disciplined, you guys didn't really go out to the parties, and you didn't, go out with your friends and all of that. And I remember, Seth, you revealing that was a little difficult because you didn't know whether the sacrifice you were making was even going to pay off.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I actually just had lunch with a friend from here in Chicago, and we were reminiscing about her college years and how much fun she had. And I was just saying how much I regret not going to college, not because the lack of education, but just the human-to-human experience, if you will, the stuff I missed out on. I spent, my formative years, 18 to 22, which are normal college years for people, traveling to little towns in Indiana and Illinois and stuff like that, wrestling in front of 20 people. I'm sure there might be some of you guys out there who were there, but yeah, wrestling for AAW or IWA Mid-South or what have you. So yeah, I spent my years, learning from Ian Rotten and Mitch Page as opposed to professors and doctors and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely a different way to spend your late teen years, I guess.
Do you feel because of that, and I'll come to you in a minute, do you feel because of that, though, that you, like you said, at that point, you're like, am I doing the right thing? Like, what got you through to keep going, even though you even said that you were wrestling sometimes for even no money?
Yeah, I mean, I lost money on a lot of those trips, but to be honest with you, it was, the fans for the most part, I would say. And even if it was 10 or 20 people, I would be at a show at a carnival and with a dirt surrounding the ring, but there would be 2 kids in the front row that were having the times of their lives, and they would go home that weekend and the next week tell their friends about it. And I was always hoping that I could inspire those kids the way I was inspired when I was younger. So that's sort of what kept me moving forward, feeling like I was making progress all the time, even if I was spinning my wheels sometimes.
And Alexa, for you, that you've sacrificed so much from such an early age, were there times that were like, God, I really do want to go to this get-together or birthday party or anything like that? Do you feel like you missed out at all?
Well, no. Seth knows. I'm like probably the most antisocial.
Yeah, she might be the only person I know that's more antisocial than I am. So.
Yeah, for me, even when I was in college, I was driving home on the weekends and training with my trainer. And it was to the point where my mom even told me, she's like, I love you, but you got to stop coming home. Because I just I would study during the week. I had football games, I would cheer those, and I would just drive home. And just, I love the fact that I've dedicated my life to athletics and my career, and that's what I chose to dedicate my time to. And it didn't help that I wasn't allowed to go to parties either, because I remember in high school I would tell my mom, I'd be like, I'm not allowed to have friends, I'm not going to have any friends. And she would say, well, your friends are not paying for your college, I am, so I don't care. So that kind of helped. But yeah, I'm very dedicated to what I'm working on, and I'm very antisocial, actually.
And that's, that is something you guys both talked about. You talked about, well, you especially had said you were an introvert and how this has actually helped you so much. Would you say that you still feel like you get in situations, because I'm sure that there's introverts out there, and right? It's not.
Yeah, for the introverts.
I'm sure that sometimes it's tough and you think like, I can't come out of the shell, this is just who I am. But you said, no, it's not going to be who I am, and I will conquer this. How?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm still introverted, and I don't really think anything's wrong with that. I'm obviously a lot more comfortable as I'm sitting here on stage with all of you. So, this is not necessarily something I would have been comfortable doing, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. But the nature of our industry is relationships with people. And so to some extent, being a pro wrestler, being an entertainer, someone who's got to act larger than life, even if I don't feel it all the time, it certainly has brought that out of me. And I've become Seth Rollins more and more as the years have gone on. And so it's just helped me, expand that side of my personality. Don't get me wrong, I love to stay in and do absolutely nothing and play video games all day long and avoid human contact at all costs. But I also really enjoy experiences like this as well. So it's cool to be able to do both sides.
And it also helps, it's amazing how much we can feel your energy. And already here, it's just a very warm energy that you guys are giving out. So thank you. Definitely. It helps them to open up too. For you, what was the easiest way for you to get out of, being introverted and being scared to face certain things?
See, I love to perform. That is what I love to do. I always say that, as a person, I'm very quiet, unless I'm in a one-on-one situation. That's why I like doing the signings and the autographs and stuff like that, because one-on-one, I will talk your ear off all day. But if it's 3 of us, I get really quiet because I like to sit back and watch and listen. But for me, it was when I started All-Star Cheer. You know, in gymnastics, you're very regimented and you don't really show a lot of personality. You just smile at the judges and that's it. In All-Star Cheer is when I learned to perform in front of large crowds, and that's when, but that didn't even help. Because I remember my first promo class in NXT, I cried. Because I was standing in front of 10 people. And I cried. I shook, I cried, I said, I can't do this. And I remember Dusty Rhodes, amazing. I loved working with Dusty, and he was like, baby, you gotta get over that. And I was like, easy, done, all right. And working with Dusty helped me to be able to be in front of a large group of people, and I love it now. I love being in the ring. I love interacting. That's why I love doing the in-ring promos, because we get our energy from you guys. And even though, and that's why I love it so much, because we get to interact. We get to have fun with it, even though a lot of you guys want me half the time. Yeah, I heard you. It's still so fun, and I love it. And I think that's kind of what's helped me, is the fact that I love to perform. I love interacting with people, and that's kind of what brought me out of my shell. And I feel like being in the ring allows me to do that, and I love it.
Seth, is there a time, like she was saying, is there a time that you've ever frozen? Like you've ever had such a moment that you were like, ah?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I've had some really bad mess ups, with my lines on TV, particularly when I was a heel. But it was really nice. As a bad guy, you can just screw up, and it doesn't matter because everyone's supposed to hate you anyway.
Do you remember one in particular?
Dude, there was one where I couldn't. There was like a tongue twister of sorts that I couldn't say, and I tried to say it anyway. And I remember going over the line backstage, and I just kept messing it up. But I was like, I'll get it when I'm out there. I'll get it when I'm out. And then I was on stage, and I tried to spit it out, and I couldn't. And I ended up just going, and that was on live TV. So
Solid.
But the good thing was, like I said, I was a bad guy, and you're supposed to hate me. So who cares, right?
What happens if you have that line and you're a baby face? What the hell do you do?
Luckily, I have not encountered that yet. So I'm sure, knock on wood, I'll run into that problem sooner or later, but I haven't got there yet. It's hard being cool on TV, man. Everybody hates everything, so
I feel like I would just call myself out. I'd be like, oh, God, you all hear that? Mess that up. Let's try that again.
Yeah, who knows? I hope we don't ever have to experience it. I mean, you'll never be a good guy anyway. But
I've had my experiences of even saying the wrong name when I've been announcing, of the wrong wrestler's name completely. So,
ring announcing.
You did that?
Oh my gosh! In NXT, I was the ring announcer for the longest time, and I could not get Rusev's name right to save my life. I kept calling him Alex Ruska. It was just mind you, it was my first week.
Ruska Day? I don't think that doesn't have the same ring to it.
I messed it up bad, every week, to the point where I had a sticky note with his name on the back of the microphone.
Oh
so whenever it's time to come out, I would just look at the sticky note, and then I was pretty solid.
Thank God you're a wrestler now and not a ring announcer. I'm actually glad that didn't work out and wrestling worked out for you for sure. All right, size. Girl, let me tell you, for anybody who thinks that size, that they can't do something because they're too short or too small or something, you've proven them wrong. Wow. I mean, you have proven them wrong. And I will say, watching the Elimination Chamber match, I was so impressed with all of you. It was incredible because literally when it got announced, I was like, wow, I mean, the guys, we've seen them in their Elimination Chamber match, and it's always an awe-inspiring thing. But I'm like, this chamber is huge, and Alexa is really going to be but no, you stepped up. You did so good. How did that match feel for you, and the fact that you actually won it?
Well, when I first saw the chamber, I was quite terrified. You don't realize how big and intimidating the chamber is until you're in there. Even the pods that you're standing in are just huge and so tall. And I remember thinking that I wanted to do the Twisted Bliss off the pod. Was gonna do it no matter what. My biggest issue was, how was I getting up there? Because I'm 5 foot. like a solid 5', 5'1" on a good hair day, and I'm looking up, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get up there, but it was amazing to have that moment with all of the women in the ring, and it was awesome, and everyone is so talented that I get to work with, and I'm so lucky to have that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's so nice to be in the ring with so many talented people, and we all wanted that moment to be special, and it was special, and to be the first ever woman to win a women's elimination chamber match was awesome. Thanks, guys.
And Seth, have you ever gone to a moment where you're like she said, she stood in there and she was just like, whoa. What has been your whoa moment since you have come into the WWE?
Oh, man. I've had way too many whoa moments, man. I've been very fortunate in the past 6 years to have some insane whoa moments. I got to be in the ring at Survivor Series a few years back when Sting made his WWE debut. First time he'd ever stepped foot in a WWE ring.
And by the way, he actually dressed up as Sting for Halloween 2 years in a row. How wild is that?
Yeah.
That then all of a sudden he gets to compete with Sting. That was incredible.
I mean, stuff like that's just wild to me. I've gotten to stand across the ring and cut promos with the late Roddy Piper, Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan. We talked about, you mentioned Dusty Rhodes, and his birthday was, I believe, yesterday, right? And so they showed a lot of replays of a tag team match I got to have. It was me and Roman against the Rhodes brothers, Dustin and Cody, but Dusty was in their corner, and that was like the last big thing he did for WWE as well before he passed. So, I mean, those are all wow moments. Obviously, for me, I think the craziest one you mentioned in the intro was cashing in the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. And just standing at the end of WrestleMania with the World Heavyweight title over your head with fireworks going off. As a little kid from a small town in Iowa, when that was my dream, that's me, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, bases loaded in Game 7, hitting a home run. So it really doesn't get any bigger than that for me. So of all the wow moments, the holy cow type moments, that's probably number one.
And I know that you still got your eyes set, you said, at headlining WrestleMania one day.
Yeah, I mentioned all those goals and things that I've accomplished, but the one thing that I haven't done has been on the marquee in the main event at WrestleMania, Rollins versus. So I don't know, man. 2018's been a really good year for me, so we'll see what WrestleMania brings next year in New York. Who knows?
So right around the corner, we have the first ever all-women's pay-per-view. Whoa. So before I ask Alexa about this, I want to get a guy's perspective. Seth, when this got announced, what was the first thing that came through your mind?
I guess I just felt like finally, like I felt like it was long overdue. But at the same time, the timing was right. Maybe the timing just wasn't right before. The collection of women that we have now is better than it's ever been. And now we're incorporating a lot of legends from the past, Trish, Lita, who are in your match. And who knows what kind of surprises we'll have at the show itself. But there's just such a great crew of girls that are on the roster right now, and the girls that have paved the way before. Now is the right time to do it. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing what an all-women's pay-per-view looks like. It's going to be fantastic.
Me too, yes. And Alexa, you were up there when it actually got announced. I mean, I was at home like, what? Oh my God. I was so excited. I didn't even see it coming. But how was it for you? Like, you're up there and it gets announced and you guys had no idea it was coming.
Oh yeah, we were on stage. We had no idea what was going on, and they announced first ever all women's pay-per-view, and I just got cold chills again. But it's crazy because it's time for our women to have this moment. It's not just, it didn't just start with women's revolution. It started before then. It started from every woman that has ever stepped in a WWE ring, and to finally have that moment with everyone, it's just going to be amazing. It's the right time, and I think our women have done an amazing job to show time after time. We've been given the opportunity, we've delivered, But what's awesome about it is it wouldn't have happened if it weren't for Give Divas a Chance. So really it happened because of all of you.
That is to you guys.
Yeah.
And you're now going to be facing Trish Stratus, Lita, and of course you've got Mickie James in your corner,
Yeah.
or with you. So Trish, you know, you told me, you confided in me a long time ago when you guys, when we were together. She was just, because she knew that Trish and I were best friends when we were, and she was here in the WWE and how we rode together and all. And she was like, oh my God, Lil, I have to tell you, Trish Stratus is like my idol. She's my idol. So it just so happened, I think it was the Rumble, right?
Yeah, it was the All Women's Royal Rumble.
I was backstage, Trish was backstage, so I was like, oh, I gotta make this happen. So I introduced them. She was like, hi, so nice to meet you. It's all cool. She came to me afterwards, she's like, oh my God, Lil, I can't believe it. I met Trish Stratus.
I was so excited, but then I was like, okay, this is Trish Stratus. I can't be like, oh my God. I could have, but I was like, hi, I'm Alexa. Nice to meet you. And then I walked away, and then I went to Lilian. I was like, oh my God, I just met Trish. I was like, I composed myself in front of her, but I just met her. This is awesome. And it was a really cool moment. So thank you for that.
Oh no,
it wouldn't have happened without this woman. But it's so exciting to be able to get in the ring with her. I found out on Twitter, by the way. I found out about that match. I saw the picture on Twitter, and I thought it was photoshopped. I was like, oh, that's cool. Wouldn't that be so cool if that actually happens? And then WWE tweeted it, and I lost my mind. I was like,
were you at home?
I was in the hotel watching TakeOver, and because it was SummerSlam week, I was watching TakeOver, and I just started getting tweeted this graphic just over and over and over again, and I was just like, that can't be real. And then when WWE tweeted it, I was like super excited about it, but then now it is a tag match, so what's better than being in the ring with one legend, being in the ring with two, and having Mickie James on my side, having a legend on my side, facing Team Bestie, and honestly, we're gonna win. That's my plan. Me and Mickie will show why we are the more dominant team. That's just me, that's all I'm saying.
We'll see what happens. Guys, tune in. October the 28th. You won't want to miss it. All right, we have some questions that I hear that the crowd actually wants to ask. Let's see where the microphone, it's right there. So while I ask these guys the last question, if you guys want to ask a question, just make sure you jump up to that microphone. Oh, go ahead. We'll go ahead and get started so we can get the more questions in. Go ahead.
Little Miss Bliss.
Hello. Did it last time you skipped a Green Day concert to come see me?
Yep. He went to that.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
Good.
The representatives of the Bliss Nation now have the floor.
We made something for you.
Oh, you did?
This is
Well,
for
I
you.
drew this, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. See, yeah, I do remember you. Yeah.
Hell
That is
yeah.
awesome.
Thank you.
I drew you and Billy Joe, but I didn't have time. I was at the concert.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
So my question for you is, all of you, what do y'all think of this artwork?
I think it's amazing.
Is that?
Thank you.
So good.
Are you holding heart grenades? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like me mixed with Green Day.
Do you even like Green Day? Do you know
Yes.
any Green Day songs?
How dare you? I just listened to Boulevard of Broken Dreams on my way here, sir.
Well, guess what? This is for you. You get to keep
I just
this.
heard someone go,
Yeah,
oh.
you get to keep this.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, let's get the next question.
Mine's not going to be as exciting as that, but my
right.
question is for you, Seth. Do you actually play fantasy football?
Oh, do I ever play fantasy football?
What's your record?
Well, I'm on two teams right now. I've got two teams. One team is 5-0, the other is 4-1. Thank you very much.
Very nice, very nice.
Hell yeah.
You're a fan, right?
Having a good year. Last year wasn't so good. I'm trying to make a comeback this year.
I'm 0-2 in the championship if it makes you feel any better, so thank you.
Thank you.
Short people problem.
That's okay, we can hear you. Go ahead.
What is your
Oh, there you go.
what do you have any inspired gear for Trish Stratus at Evolution?
Am I inspired by Trish?
No, like, do you have any inspired gear ready for Evolution?
Oh.
Your gear.
Gear. She's looking for gear secrets.
I sure do. But if I say anything, Mickey might kick my butt. It's a surprise, but yes, we do have a theme and we do have an inspiration, and I'm sure hopefully y'all can pick up on it when we come out, because that would be embarrassing if you don't. But yes, we do.
Hi guys. Seth, you brought up you wanted the main event WrestleMania. Alexa, when would you like to be the first woman to headline WrestleMania? Would it be in New Jersey, down the road? I know that's a big rumor going around. There might be a woman match WrestleMania this year. Do you want to be in that match this year? No.
So I've always said I would love to have a big women's battle royal to main event WrestleMania, because, you know, we got here because of every woman, not just, you know, the women on the current roster. But that was done, and unfortunately I was not able to be a part of that. Champ problems. But I would love, I don't know, see, I always said my dream match. At the time I was tagging with Nia Jax, so I'd always said I would want to have a match against Nia Jax, me and Nia Jax versus Trish and Lita. But I'm getting my dream match at Evolution. So
I was gonna say you're pretty close right now.
yeah, so any match for our women to main event WrestleMania would be amazing.
Hey, I have a question for each of you. So, to Alexa Bliss, besides Trish, who is your dream opponent if it wasn't her at Evolution?
I don't know. Who do you want to fight?
If it wasn't Trish, who would
It
be your
wasn't
dream
Trish.
opponent?
Ooh.
I think what she's saying is that her sights are so set on Trish right now.
I know, that's the thing. I'm trying to think, like, Trish and Rey Mysterio were like my end all be alls. I don't know. I think I would like to have a match against Molly Holly.
Oh,
Molly's a
love
good one.
Molly.
And this one's for Seth. That's awesome. What would you name the stomp if you could rename it? Give it your own spin on it. What
Oh
would you-
man, you know the funny thing is, so when the move came back, obviously they were looking to rebrand it, which is why they just call it the Stomp now. But I gave them this great list of a bunch of different names that they could use. It was like 8 different ones long, and my favorite was actually Hello Darkness, my old friend. So that was my favorite, if we could call it Hello Darkness, but they just
Hey,
went
that's what's
they
up.
went the generic route and called it the Stomp, so whatever. Fine, I don't care.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
How are you guys?
What's your question?
Question for Alexa. If she was still around, what would you think of like a title match between the goddess and the crazy chick, AJ?
So who would win between me and AJ? Is that
So
what you're
how would
asking?
you feel like? How would you feel like?
How would you feel about having a match between yourself and AJ Lee?
I think it'd be fun. You know, we're both small, petite. I mean, she a little crazy. But I don't know. I can be vicious, though. You know what I mean? I feel like that would be very interesting to see. Very.
She would kill you. And I mean that in the politest of ways. But she is crazy. She would rip you right apart. I would run the other way, quickly.
This is why we aren't friends.
That would have been a great match, though.
Thank you for your question. All right, next.
My question's for Seth. Who do you want to defend your title against next?
Oh man, whoever wants to step up to the plate, dude. I'm ready for it. It's
Speaking
been a
of-
hot minute. What's up?
I mean, Dean Ambrose is acting a little lunatic these days. I
Don't-
mean, you
Lilian.
guys got back together. The Shield is back.
Shield's good.
I don't know. Is there a little jealousy on his part because you have a title, Roman Reigns has a title, and
I mean, there's always been a healthy competition between myself, Roman, and Dean. But I don't think you need to stir the pot at all. I think everything's
I'm trying to
fine.
stir the pot because
Ambrose is going to Ambrose. It's what he's going to do. But, yeah, I mean, if he wants a shot at the IC title, I'd be more than happy to give it to him. He's just got to ask.
He would kill you. Just kidding.
Touche.
He would rip you right apart.
Touche.
Hello. My question is, since Rey Mysterio is returning back to the WWE full-time, how excited are you feeling that Rey is coming back?
Oh, I'm stoked, man. I got to have some interaction with Rey a few years ago before his last bit of time off, and he was awesome. And he came back, what was it, Royal Rumble this year, and he looked in the best shape I've seen him in years. Looked fantastic. So I'm looking forward to all the wild matchups. I think he's going to be at SmackDown 1000. So I'm looking to see, who he AJ Styles, Nakamura, Jeff Hardy. There's tons of different matchups out there for him. So
Seth Rollins.
Yeah, exactly. If he wants to take a shot at the IC title, who knows? Rey Mysterio could give me a run for my money. I'm up for competition.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Lex, how are you? Good.
Oh, sorry, I have a microphone. Good, how are you?
Good. I'm doing great. I just wanted to ask, Evolution's going to be the greatest moment of your career. You've had an incredible journey. I just wondered, what have you done physically and mentally to prepare for that moment, stepping in the ring with your idol for the first time?
Oh man, I have been training nonstop. I have been watching, I don't know if you've heard what I said last week on Raw. I've been watching Trish's matches, her past matches. My thing is, Trish is an idol. She is amazing in the ring, but everyone has their weakness. Will I be able to out-wrestle Trish? Who knows? But I can go with my same tactic. Everyone has a weakness. You find that weakness, exploit it, and use it to your advantage.
I'm completely rooting for you.
All you need is a little
like that.
Hi, Alexa.
Hi.
So my question is, who are you closest with backstage and you like to travel with and are friends with?
I think it shows really well that me and Mickey are so close. I love working with Mickey James. It's so nice having that wealth of knowledge with you, and bringing Fox into our group. It's made Backstage so much fun, and we're constantly saying all these ridiculous things. Recently, Mickey and I have been trying to figure out what we're going to wear to Evolution, and we want to do a theme. And Mickey was so sweet. She was like, I know you like to cosplay, so we can try to cosplay something. But yeah, I love working with Mickey, and it's been awesome to hang out with her backstage. And the fact that we are paired together on TV makes it even better.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
you both
you.
look so pretty at the AMAs.
Thank you.
Oh, I agree. And you got nominated for something, right? At the AMAs for your outfit. I'm talking your outfit.
Oh, what's funny was I kept getting asked when my album was coming out.
I love that. Did they ask Mickey? Because she's the one that...
I know. I kept saying, well, Mickey is the one who has an amazing singing voice.
You made the list on something. With
I
with
did.
your outfit.
The most nakedest look.
There we go. Woo. All right, next.
I'm a cheerleader too, and can you do a scorpion?
A scorpion? I used to be able to long time ago. My problem was I'm a lefty, right? So I could never, yay for the lefties. My problem was I could never fly and do a scorpion because you do a scorpion usually, at least back when I was cheering, with your right leg. And so I can, maybe 5 years ago. But yeah, and I love that you're a cheerleader too. That's so awesome. Stick with it because it brought me here.
Thank you.
So adorable. Hi,
Scorpion
welcome.
is where you pull your leg behind your
I
head.
was going to say, I don't know what a scorpion is.
Yeah, you pull your leg behind your head and
One
go
time I
like
got
that.
put in a scorpion death lock. I don't think that's the same thing.
Similar.
Okay, so mine is actually a statement. It's from her. Alexa, be careful when she grows up. She wants to get in the ring and body slam you. She is still mad you took the title from Bailey.
Oh, wow. That's a long
talk
time
about
ago.
holding a grudge.
I know. I was going to say, that was a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she wants to be a wrestler and has a match with you. She wants to body slam you, so be careful.
All
She's
right.
coming for you.
You know what's so crazy about life? You saying that could actually
I
happen.
was gonna say it's probably actually gonna happen.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what's so beautiful about life, and I hope you guys are seeing that. There is no dream that's really out of reach. If she works hard enough, she can. She's stepping in the ring with her idol, so this can happen. Awesome. Thank you.
Hey guys, big fan of WWE. I have a question for both of you. So, what wrestlers outside of the WWE that's not currently with the WWE would you want to face? And for you, Alexa, I have to take Trish and Lita off the table because of the fact that you're facing them at Evolution. So, what wrestlers outside of the WWE would you like to face?
Do you have any in mind? I got one. I would like to face Kenny Omega. Mostly because I'm the best wrestler in the world. And I would like to prove that to him and the rest of the planet.
Personally, for me, I've always said I wanted to get in the ring with Madison Rayne because I knew her in the bodybuilding days, and I think it'd be a lot of fun to get in the ring with her.
Thank you so much.
That could be a lot of fun. Very interesting. Hi, welcome.
Hey, Seth. Hey, Alexa Bliss.
What up?
Okay, I got a question for Seth. Would you rather face Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania for the Universal and the Intercontinental title?
I mean, that's a hell of an idea. I don't mind that at all. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Look, at the end of the day, the Shield's goal when we got into this thing was to take over the business, and I don't see anything better than having the two top titles on the line in the main event, the biggest show of the year. So, why not?
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, come on up. Welcome.
I just got a question for Seth. Do you think you and Dean and Roman gonna still be friends like remain as the Shield?
Yeah, Shield's good. The Shield's good. Let me just put that out there. Shield is good, all right? We're great. We're brothers, so we're gonna go through ups and downs. We're gonna butt heads from time to time, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of love between the three of us, and everything's always gonna be all right, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Don't you worry.
All right, hey Seth. Hey, I was wondering, what's your realistic expectation of the Bears this season?
First of all, that's a hell of a voice you got on.
I was
there,
just gonna
man.
say, do you do voiceovers?
I said we got Barry White at the mic right there, man. You gotta get you you should be the one making an album. Realistic expectations. Look, the Bears are 3-1 right now. Got a great defense. Offense looks like it might be coming around, but at the end of the day, we haven't really beat anybody yet. So I think the true test will be not this week in Miami, but next week when New England comes to town. And I hope we can sack Tom Brady back to New England and prove that we're a title contender this year.
Thank you.
It's been too long.
Thank you. I wish I had that voice.
I have a question for Alexa.
Yes.
I want to ask you, how's Larry Steve?
Oh my gosh. Larry Steve. I always send Seth pictures of Larry Steve.
Who doesn't love Larry Steve, all right?
I love Larry Steve.
For those of you who don't know, Larry Steve is Alexa's pig, her
Yeah.
pet pig.
I
And he's
want to
awesome.
know, how do you have a pig as a pet, and who takes care of the pig when you're gone?
My mom. So Larry Steve is fantastic. He's my pig. He is getting bigger by the minute. And I just recently had to get him stuffed stairs to climb up into the bed because he was so heavy he broke his plastic ones.
How heavy, how much does he weigh?
I would say, I'm not even gonna lie, I can't pick him up anymore, so maybe a little under 100 pounds, but he thinks he's a lap pig.
Lap pig.
If I'm sitting on the couch, he will take his little high heels and just stand on me and then just plop his big body right on me. But he is the biggest cuddler. I love him to death, and he's good. Thanks for asking.
It is wild. I just can't believe you have a pig for a pet.
Yeah, I sure do.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't
If you didn't
either.
have a farm.
Well, so I had to get a new house with a big backyard because he needs room, and he's so big.
Awesome. Hi, how are you?
Hello. Hey, Alexa. Hey, Seth.
Hi.
My question's for you, Seth. What is your favorite state champ song and why?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'm just gonna go with my favorite off the new album, which is Frozen. So it's like the second track on the new record, which I really, really like. I just like the chorus, man. It's real bouncy and catchy and poppy. And as rough as I am on the exterior, I really like a nice catchy pop chorus.
I never ever saw that from you, but I love it. It's awesome.
This question's for both of you. How does it feel when you come to the great city of Chicago? What's it like staying here?
It's the best, man. I've been wrestling in Chicago for 15 years almost now, and the crowds here are the best in the world. I'll let you in on a little insight. So we were just obviously at Allstate on Monday, and the great Paul Heyman said that Chicago has the best professional wrestling crowd on the planet. And that's coming from Paul, who's been all around the world, promoted and worked on shows. And I have to agree. I mean, the place never lets me down. Like I said, all the way from the Berwyn Eagles Club and for AAW to Allstate. We had a show at the United Center last year. Every single time I've ever been here, the place has always been wild. So, and that includes last Monday. The crowd was crazy hot.
Oh, I love Chicago. Every time I'm here, I always stay extra days with my best friend Erin, and we always have the most amazing adventures. But I just love being in front of the Chicago crowd. It is unlike any other show. You have to like mentally prepare yourself for the Chicago show because the crowd is just amazing and so interactive, and I love it. And I love the area. I love being here.
It is, like I said earlier, it is an energy that you guys have, and even in something like this, we could feel it instantly. So yay to Chicago. Go ahead. Hi.
And they have the best pizza. Best pizza in the country.
Oh, pizza.
I was just wondering, do you guys have any advice for a wrestler in training?
I'll just give you the first bit of wrestling advice I was ever given. My coach, Sarah Amato, sat me down because I remember telling her, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done anything like this. Help me out. And she told me it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And you have to put in the time. You have to learn the process, love the process, and respect the process. And if you just stay with it, I promise what you put in is what you're going to get out of it. And you just got to stay with it. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I was going to go with patience as well. Some people think it happens overnight, like you snap your fingers and poof, you're a superstar, but it's a long, long journey, no matter where you start or what steps you're going to take. And also understand that your path is different from everybody else's, all right? Everybody's got their own story to tell. So like she said, stick with it, be patient. What you put in is what you're going to get out of it. So hopes up high and head down low, my friend. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to you. It's awesome.
All right, So my question happens to be for Seth Rollins, and this is with an ongoing investigation helping me, actually. Did you curb stomp Aleister Black?
Did I?
And if you did not, would you like to?
I don't think I've ever... I don't know. I don't think I've ever wrestled Tommy. I really don't know. If I have forgotten, and I apologize, Aleister Black. But yes, I would, because he stole my last name. I'd love to get in the ring with Aleister Black. That'd be a hell of a match. And I don't know if I've ever wrestled him before. It's possible that I have and have forgotten about it. If I have, again, I apologize. Sorry.
All right, this is actually the last question.
Well,
What's your favorite match?
You got to speak clear. He wants to know what your favorite match was as Tyler Black.
Oh.
And if him and his brother can be part of the Shield.
Who can be a part of the Shield?
Him and his brother.
Yeah, man. We can make you guys honorary members of the Shield. That's cool.
You got to look at him.
I can get down with that.
Look at that. He turned around with the biggest smile.
And my favorite match, there's a few of them, but since we're in Chicago, I will talk about one that I had here with Kevin Owens. The Frontier Field House for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Kevin and I beat the hell out of each other, which isn't anything new. We bled all over the place. But in the end, I ended up coming out victorious. So Yeah, it was a good one. Kevin's one of the best, and we've been up and down the block, so that was a fun one.
Awesome, guys. Big round of applause for Alexa Bliss and the Intercontinental Champion, Seth Rollins. You guys were awesome. Thank you.